Hey everyone. We just got back from Origins a couple days ago, so I thought I'd make a video talking about it briefly and showing the awesome loot we got. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so we're hoping to do miniature games soon. I know we haven't really done many, but we have Dust Tactics, Marvel Heroes, and some other ones we really want to play for the channel. So, one of the things I picked up is a mat from Gamer Mats. It's a train yard, probably for hero clicks or dust, as it looks, you know, it's a modern map, so that would make sense. Also picked up one deck dungeon, which looked kind of sweet. It's a smaller game, which I wanted to get some smaller games. Most of the games we have are really super involved and in-depth. So you got the manual here. Looks kind of interesting. Looks pretty easy. And you got different, I guess these are the classes. So there's a mage. And it actually comes with a pad for recording everything. I think you can play a campaign of it, from what little I read. Dice and counters, and then, of course, the deck. So you got goblin and doors, rats, cave-ins, shadow, spiked log. Bunch of stuff in here for dealing with the dungeon. So it looks like there's traps, there's a boulder, rune puzzle, and then reference cards and looks like skill upgrade cards. Then also picked up the Lost Expedition by Osprey Games. In it, you're explorers searching in the Amazon for this lost city of El Dorado. So you can play solo or cooperatively, or play head-to-head. So, looks pretty sweet. The rule book is pretty slim. It's got good artwork though. And you've got counters and everything I punched out for dice, medicine, bullets, and food. Got your little meeples. And they actually threw in promo cards too. And more character cards. So that one looks neat. I thought like an expedition in the jungle like that sounded kind of like a cool idea for a game. So eventually we'll be playing it, see how it works. Next up, I picked up for the Arkham Horror card game, the Dunwich Legacy expansion. An awesome story by Lovecraft, of course. We played the first 2 games of the campaign. We only recorded the first one successfully. The second one, actually, the sound got messed up. So we're going to either have to restart the campaign or play through the second mission again. So here's the rule book for that. And it's got all the story and the different scenarios for the Dunwich Legacy. And you have your decks for that. Can't wait to dig into that game again. I just love the LCG, how you can combine decks and everything, and how you can build them for your own, and then as you advance, like, you get more cards and everything. It's just awesome. Also picked up Shadow Star Corsairs. It looks pretty sweet. They actually have painted miniatures. 16 ships, all painted up. It's got crew figures too, so you can deploy your crew. I think it's an area control game. Let's take a look. There's the rule book. And that's kind of awesome. It actually comes with a lore book. It's got information on the campaign setting and ships and everything. That looks awesome. And a nice printout of the base game summary. And of course, tons of tokens, like any good game. There's the painted ships, if you can see that. More ships. And there's crew and stuff, different colored crew. Some more ships. I just really like the look of the game. I don't know much about it. Cubes. But it looks really sweet. And you have these boards for, you know, setting up the map. Most space games seem to have those. It looks great. Great artwork and everything. I love the colors of it too. So hopefully we'll be playing this soon. Stay tuned to check that out. Also picked up Dungeon Lords Check Games Edition. So in Dungeon Lords, you actually play 2 to 4 as Lord of the Dungeon instead of the heroes investigating it and exploring it. You can dig tunnels, mine gold, hire monsters, create traps. The more evil you get, the stronger the adventurers in your dungeon attracts to destroy what you built. You have to construct and defend your dungeon, which is a really cool concept instead of always playing the hero. So you got the rule book. Pretty big, actually. Tokens. And looks like dungeon tiles and everything. Or these might be player tiles. Okay, I think that's the dungeon here. Looks awesome. I love the artwork too. More cartoony. Tokens and everything. Little monsters for your dungeon, I assume. Maybe life counters. And deck of cards. It looks really cool. So another game I've been wanting. I wasn't sure they were going to have it down there. I thought they were. But for the first few days we didn't see it. But managed to get Terraforming Mars by Stronghold Games. Which basically you're just corporations, I think, trying to terraform Mars, obviously. But you score points in that based on how you do. You have to create rivers and everything and livable atmosphere and all that. Got decks, lots and lots of tokens. Look pretty awesome. Or little counters. I love when they come with bags. And yeah, tokens and everything. And then here's the board. There's Mars. You have the temperature and everything, I know that. You have to raise the temperature up so it's livable. Water spaces. And I think this is the victory point track around the corners. On the edges. So that looks awesome. Hopefully we're playing this one real soon. I was most looking forward to this one. Another one I've been wanting and I saw down there and I just couldn't resist is Posthuman Survive, Evolve. Posthuman is by Mr. B Games. In it, you're hunted down by mutant creations. You're a human survivor heading to a human settlement known as the Fortress. Supplies are sparse, and you're the target of both humans and mutants alike. And I know mutant encounters, you can actually mutate and switch sides and become a mutant and try to stop the other players. But it's actually for 1 to 4 people. I just love the theme. Post-apocalyptic theme is pretty awesome. It kind of reminded me of The Last of Us. If anyone's played that. Just as far as the theme and everything. And the art maybe too. Rule book. And it has a general rules sheet. Lots of little tokens. Man, look at those. Don't know what those are. Bullets, food. Looks like different tiles for terrain. And this one also has the board here. So it looks like a smaller game as far as the board goes. Cards, characters, I guess. I know you can actually build your own character, which sounds awesome. Sort of like a role-playing game. Little cards. Lots and lots of little cards. Oh, and then I can see on the back there's an event card. A seasonal event. Looks awesome. Little meeples. Counters. Lots of dice. And it was kind of awesome. They actually threw in an extra set of dice for me for 2 players because I bought that and this other game I'm going to show you here in a sec. This one I didn't plan on, but I'm really excited for. Actually, more than Terraforming Mars even. This box is freaking heavy. It's called War Quest. It's also from Mr. B Games. In War Quest, you're heroes. You're actually warlords, which is sweet. There was a big war, and all the kingdoms basically suffered in it, and basically there's no one left to rule the land. It's just war-torn. But you're a warlord who goes around trying to recruit armies to take over the land. So I saw it laid out. I didn't get to demo it, but what the hell, I bought it. You can recruit dwarves and goblins and such. Elves, it looks awesome. Cards. Game of war, conquest, and heroic quests in a fantasy world of Marathia. Looks awesome. Story, battles, tons of tokens, and looks like I know the map is huge, the board game. Yeah. Looks like that's part of it. Wow. It's 3 parts. Damn, it's huge. Look at that. Well, you'll get to see it all put together when we actually play the game. So will I. I'm not going to do it right now, but 3 parts for the map. And then tons of miniatures. I know there's like 100 at least. Oh, look at those little guys. That's awesome. Goblins, elves, dwarves. I think that's orcs. Man, it looks cool. And you get actual like coins. I think since you're like mercenaries, you probably use those to hire dice. Little stands for your figures, colored. They have quest cards, conquest cards, and power cards. I can't wait to dig into this game. So that's really about it for all the loot I got. I got a little bit of terrain and stuff for miniature games, but nothing too spectacular. It was an awesome trip. We had never been there on Wednesday. The only bad thing about it really was on Wednesday basically nothing's open pretty much, so that was almost a waste for us. But all in all, Origins is awesome. Recommend going down, just hanging out, doing demos. You know, we played a lot of games ourselves. We got into play a Fury of Dracula, Star Trek 5-Year Mission, which is great. Quick little game. Shadows over Camelot, which I never played before. And we also got to play the Game of Thrones card game, which we love. So we tried Arkham Horror, but that was a rough one to pick up and go with. A few changes they had, like the board game pass thing, we weren't happy about. Before, you could pay $20 for it, take the game out, borrow it, and then just play it wherever. But now you have to have a pass to play in their area, and you couldn't take it out of their area. Luckily, they were nice enough to let our friend do that. So we were able to borrow some games and play them. But next year, we're just going to take our own games down when we want a game. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Hopefully we'll be playing some of these games really soon in the future.